Allison, would you tell us what happened in closed session?
Yes. In closed session, the board met with legal counsel with regard to items 1 through 3 and deferred item 4. On item 2, the board unanimously voted to select the general manager to represent the board on the advisory committee to the public producers representative on the water master board.
And that was a 4-0?
That was a 4-0.
With one abstention?
With one abstention, correct.
And
that abstention was Director Landsgaard, who had recused himself and did not appear in closed session on item number 2 at all, ever.
And then how about our nominee?
And the nominee unanimously selected by the board for the position on the Water Master Board is Director MacKay. As a nominee. Whether that proceeds or not is a later determined item.
Did you hear
On
what
all
she-
other items, direction was given.
Did you hear who she said was nominated?
No.
Director MacKay.
And do we have we voted for to have a nominee, did we also vote for to have something else, or just a nominee?
Just a nominee.
And I'm sorry, I didn't hear what this was for.
This is on the adjudication.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Board Secretary?
This portion of the agenda allows the individual the opportunity to address the board on any item not on the agenda regarding district business. State law prohibits the district from taking any actions on any items not on the agenda unless authorized under section 54954.2 sub B of the government code. And your matter may be referred to the general manager. An individual may also address the board on any agenda item at the time the matter is discussed and prior to board consideration or action. Speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. Your time will start when you approach the podium, and you will be given a 30-second warning before your time expires. If you choose to ask a question during this time, any response by the board will not extend your time. Questions may be referred to the general manager to be answered at a later time after the meeting. In order to allow for a smooth and orderly meeting, and allow each speaker the ability to address the board, disruptions from the audience will not be tolerated, and you can be asked to leave. We appreciate your cooperation in this democratic process.
Any comments from the public?
Gentlemen, I just have a couple of questions. Russ Williford. Under your closed session, item 3, the title was Interim General Manager. Item 4 is General Manager. Now, I don't know whether you appointed him or not. I don't have anything, just Mr. Smith, I don't know him well enough. He may be the best thing since sliced bread, but I don't know. I just feel that you shouldn't rush in anything, and I don't think you could do a good evaluation in the amount of time that he's been here. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Okay, I'll call him M1. Is there any comments from the public?
On the minutes.
On the minutes. Thank you, sir.
I move to approve the January 5th, 2016 minutes as presented.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, consent calendar.
I would ask that you take numbers 3 and 4 out. Actually, I'll leave room on number 2.
Okay. 3 and 4.
Yeah, take them out of the consent calendar. Like that discussion on that.
You want to discuss it? Did we make a motion to take them out?
Yeah, you can just remove them as the chair.
Okay, we remove them.
You just take a motion for the consent calendar as currently proposed.
Okay, we take a motion for consent calendar. We want to make a motion.
Okay, Mr. Landsgaard has to
Leave.
Well, we can do, like, we approve CC1.
Okay. I move that we approve CC1.
Did you remove, just a second, just for a point of order, did you remove CC2?
No.
No.
Should be CC1 and
Then you
CC2.
No.
you
You have a related party in CC2, so he's going to step off the list.
Correct, so you need to remove CC2 from the consent calendar take the consent calendar as currently comprised, remove yourself for CC2, and then return for the 2 items that you put back on the agenda.
Okay, so we're doing CC1 first?
Correct.
Okay,
Motion on CC1, I'll second the motion that we approve the.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Let's second the next item.
Unanimous.
Oh, so we take C2 now?
Yes.
Correct, after Mr. Landsgaard has left.
Motion to approve C2,
So moved.
second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So we're going to go right now.
Okay.
401 with Director Landsgaard recused.
And for the record, the reason I recuse myself is my brother and his family own the hardware stuff.
So you want to pull out 3 and 4 both, do you?
Yes, because I needed to have a little more clarification on that, although I did, manager's helpful to that, I needed to understand that a little bit better on the timelines and they're asking for an increase of $300,000 and they're asking for an increase of $300,000 that will be paid back, or 85% chance it will be paid back in a grant. Is that correct?
Which task order would you like to handle first?
Let's do number 3 first.
I'm sorry, 16,
15-12.
15-12.
15-12, okay? And this is the Chromium Correction Action Plan,
Yes.
okay? And this is the one that they are now asking for, that's on the back where they're asking for 9,000, 11,000, 10,000, approximate, correct?
Yes, and then, yeah, what are they asking for? They're asking for to change the dates, or they're asking for to,
Okay, this is work that was already done,
okay,
okay? And some work that needs to be done, a monitoring plan that's due March 15th. This is stuff that the state has mandated that we do. We were behind in getting this done because the state delays and everything, so GEI accomplished it ahead of time without us, doing the task orders. Both these task orders were already accomplished, so it's sort of like in retro, we're assigning the task orders. This money will be coming out of the grant money that we're applying for, and how that works is that we pay for the grant, we pay for the invoice when it comes in. This is not an invoice, this is the actual contract and the task order. And then when they accomplish all the work, they invoice us, we pay for it, and then we send it to the state, and the state reimburses it.
so they already did the first 2, I was curious about the dates from December 15th and January 15th.
Correct.
Those are done. And March 15th is the one coming up.
Correct.
Okay, and,
Any other questions on that one?
okay, I would move we approve the consultant's task order 15-12.
We approve them separate.
Yes.
Motion to approve CC3, task order number 15-12.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, and then the 16-1 is the one we're paying them $300,000, or how does that work exactly?
Same way.
They'll do the work first and we pay them later?
They already did work.
Well, they did the work, right?
Yeah, because we needed to get this stuff done, and so this was stuff that they were already working on. Some of the stuff they're going to work on, they've already put forward, discussed stuff through the state. This is an ongoing thing, so we had to get that in right away, so they put that in. You can see on the back that there is some tasks, going to be January 31st, July 31st, March 15th, and then July 31st. These are all things that need to be done, including the LAFCO that we were working on. This is all stuff that we've been discussing over a period of time of things that they're working on. It's just a matter of timing, and so that $300,000 will come out of the grant. This amendment is requesting an increase of previously approved budget by $300,000 to $1.4 million, and this is the from the grant money.
Mr. President?
Yeah.
Sure.
In order to help clarify this, tell me if I'm not wrong, we've already been given, it's in an account set aside for the engineering, and these are bills that are going to that account, and we will draw off that account after we pay it.
How much was the grant?
1.5 million.
1.5?
And some of these things we're actually making out like a bandit because they weren't part of the original arsenic grant, and they added them in there, and so we're getting the bang for our buck.
So it's not costing the district.
Right.
Okay.
And some of it, you know, we've been going, as I told you before, we've been going back and forth with the state. Some things the state adds on stuff and says, hey, we require you to do this or that, and that's not really in the work orders. And then we're asking for more money out of the grant money, or we're having money moved from one line item to another item. So we battle the state constantly on, you know, micromanaging the finances. But ultimately, like you have to remember on the, I've already talked to them about the arsenic. And what I believe is the consensus of the council, of the district board, is that if we don't get the money to do it, we're not gonna do it. We're doing them a favor. And, you know, we're trying to help out, and they're gonna pay for it, but like anything that goes with the state, they have to micromanage every penny and getting it done, and it's a pain, but we'll move forward. But I've made them, in no uncertain terms, tell them that we are ready to back out and give it back to them unless they pay for the work that needs to be done. And they said it will be paid for.
Any other questions? I'll call for a motion to approve 16-1.
I'll give the motion approved.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? New business. I call MBI Mr. Smith.
Yes, we have two resolutions on there, one amending the rules of order for the administrative handbook. As we discussed before, that it might be more clear and a little bit more consistent if we adopt the Robert's Rules of Order, allowing us to amend Roberts or add any additional rules of order. That's what a lot of government agencies do, so it gives them a little bit more flexibility, but then also cleans up our administrative handbook of some motions that were written in there that aren't really very accurate and also are not complete. And so Roberts actually cleans it up, but it gives the board the discretion to actually add more motions or amend Roberts. So this was a cleanup. The other cleanup was on the employee handbook. On the policy, we needed to define what our pay period is. It wasn't defined in the employee handbook. Also, it says that we get paid every Friday, and we don't. We get paid every Wednesday, so it cleans that up. And the vacation time, I found when looking at the policy from 2003 to 2009, there was minor mathematical errors in translating the policy and rewriting it in the 2009 handbook. Things like it says that somebody picks up 0.01 hours for every hour worked, and that's mathematically incorrect. It's 0.05. So we corrected that, and then we also, since we have people on 410s rather than just a straight 5-8, that we decided to clear it up, even though the policy was very accurate at the way the accounting was accrued. We changed it, talking to the attorney, to change it to not talk about days, but talk about hours, because that's how the time is accrued, and that's how the time is taken. There's one mistake, and sorry for my dyslexia in typing this policy out, but it says the second tier is 106, and it's actually 160 hours. So we'll have to correct that. With that correction, then staff asks you to take two motions to adopt resolution 1 and resolution 2.
Okay, it says we need to ask for comments from the public.
Correct.
Anyone want to speak on this issue? Either one.
Probably should take one at a time.
Anyone want to speak on 2016-1? 2016-2? Now, do we need to take director's comments before we
You can entertain any motions or discussion at this time.
have discussion? Questions?
Well, in my understanding, we're changing to Robert's Rules of Order newly revised, which we can modify as we need. Is that correct?
Correct. You can
Correct.
adopt Roberts as the guiding rules, and then you can amend or
And this is something that our presidents can be comfortable working with them? Is that right, Al?
Yes.
Okay.
I studied them because I thought we went by them, and I found out we didn't.
Yeah, and I read through your rules of order that are on there. Like I said, there are motions that I would not want to have if I was on the board, such as cutting off discussion with a simple majority. That's usually a calling for the question or the previous question, and it's a privileged motion that takes 2/3 to cut off other people talking. Things like that, I think it's better and more democratic the way Roberts is written, but you can always change and do what you want on the fly.
Any other comments?
I move we adopt resolution 2016-1.
Second?
I'll second that.
It's roll call vote, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Vice President Landsgaard,
Aye.
Director Shingle-Decker,
Aye.
Director Glennan,
Yes.
Director MacKay,
Yes.
President Olaf.
Yes.
Unanimous.
A motion on 2216-2,
I'll move on 2016-2.
second?
Well, second is amended with the 160 hour rather than 106 hours. Correct. All right.
Is that okay with Director MacKay, who made the
Yes.
motion?
Roll call vote.
That's good. Okay.
Vice President Landsgaard,
Aye.
Director Shingle-Decker, Glennan,
Yes.
Director MacKay,
Yes.
President Olaf.
Yes. NB1, amend administration handbook, employees handbook.
Oh,
We just-
Oh, I did
Just
that.
did
both motions, right? So you're now on director's comments or agenda items.
Director's comments, and any comments, director?
No.
That's that.
Mr. Smith, I sent you a email along with Mr. Houghton and Mr. Smith on the power supplies that Tesla is putting out. And I would like you to look into them and see if there's any way that we could use those at our wells to help reduce the Edison bill.
Okay, sounds good.
Anyone else? Comments?
Just a couple things. This is the director's reports, comments, and slash agenda item, so if I go a little long, that might be why. First of all, as far as reports, RMAC will meet this Thursday at Hummel Hall. The East Current air pollution person should be there talking about air pollution grants. I will not be there though, as Vice Chairman Gary Thiemann is premiering his movie at Cinemark 22 at 7 p.m. It's a feature film called Happy Log. Did get a request from the constituents for us to stay on the stormwater issue, especially the flood insurance issue. And I think that's a very important issue for us. In 1966, when the first election went through Rosamond, stormwater was actually in the charter. We'll need, if you look at the FEMA map for Rosamond, the big blue paintbrush they used to put everything in the stormwater area goes way out close to 175th Street West. I think that we should be looking into expanding our sphere of influence slash boundaries to take in the area that's covered by the stormwater and address what we can do to reduce the effect of stormwater on the residents here in town, so we don't have to buy flood insurance. And I think we need to make an agenda item coming up, or that would be good. Certainly, we talked a little bit about that with the United States Geological Service.
Agenda item on what do you want?
On stormwater, expanding out the boundary. Well, boundaries will have
You want to talk about, because we currently don't do stormwater, we have no revenue stream for stormwater, so we'd like a discussion by the board on stormwater.
Yes,
That's fine.
we need to figure out how to get a revenue stream as well. That makes sense. Because, talking with the county is the one that would say, okay, I want a revenue stream, or want to set something up with it, instead of a retention basin somewhere, we're going to do whatever. It's going to take money, obviously.
Well, we'll put that on as a discussion item.
Okay.
Talk about that.
And then the county address is January 27th, is that right?
I haven't received any information.
Okay, there is a state of county address, it's usually the last, is it Wednesday in January, and I would like to know, I'd like to see our general manager go, if that's possible, and our president should go, if possible, and any other board members that are interested should go, because to give make representation for us and figure out who's there, and if you're right, there's some county people there, that you otherwise not gonna run into, that's a good thing. And they do a very good job presenting usually out of it by 9 o'clock.
January 28th.
Is it January 28th? Are you sure?
Wednesday, January 20th. Oh, that was last year.
That was last year, January 27th, I think it's. So, that's just my comment, and that'll.
Anyone else? General Counsel update.
I have nothing for open session, thank you.
Assistant Manager's not here. Director of Finance. I did run from my who?
Interim General Manager.
I'm sorry, General Manager.
The board had directed me to go out and seek public input as a poll on several items, so I wanted to give you that update, and we did a press release to show it was very good. The public, 80.7% of the public knew about us, which is interesting since we're their water company. I thought it would be higher, but that they would know about us. We asked if they thought that the district, the RCSD, was moving in the right direction and doing a good job. We came back with a favorability of 2-1, which is really, really good. 88% of the people, when asked about would they like the pool open and parks programs this summer for the children and the community, 88% said yes, they do. 2/3 said they were willing to pay for it. 81.3%, we asked that there might have been some confusion on the street lighting assessment district vote that was taken out before, and we asked, do you think that we should seek input from the community again? 81.3% said yes. So we'll be coming back with a plan for that, which is probably a 218 vote, a revote with better information this time, so that people can be better informed. And so that's all I have for you. Besides, our Director of Public Works has twins now, and so that was Friday. So that's why he's not here. There's no excuse, but you know, twins are where I'm out. And his wife is doing okay. And then John Houghton was sick today and wanted to go home. He's throwing up, but before he did that, he went and took care of the water main burst over by Albertsons and got that in control, and then he went home. So that's why he's not here tonight. So other than that, there's nothing else to report.
Director of Finance.
Nothing tonight. Thank you.
Board Secretary.
Nothing to report.
Okay, without objection, this meeting is now adjourned.
What about agenda items for next meeting?
I hear you.
What about agenda items for next meeting?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, I agree.
We took care of that.
He's already did it.
Yeah.
Only did it.
When was that done?
During the meeting, the only people who could put on an agenda item during this meeting is the board members. And so the board members were asked during that time, if you look at your agenda, it says on page 5, it says director reports, comments, and agenda items. And that's the opportunity for the board members, the elected officials, to give their reports. You don't have page 5?
Page 3, there's second copy.
Oh, I'm sorry, page 3 for that. Page what? I'm just saying, I have a different one, so let me look at what page you guys are.
Page 3.
That's going to be on page 3. Page 3, if you look in the middle, it says director reports, comments, and agenda items. Every director, if they go to a meeting, or they go representing the district, it might be to AVAC, it might be to, they have to come back and report. So this is a section for them to report, make any additional comments that they want to make, and also request anything on the agenda.
To be placed on the agenda for next meeting?
For next time. And one thing is asked, Director Landsgaard asked that we place something on stormwater, a discussion.
I didn't hear it.
Right. But that doesn't stop.
But that used to be put at the end of the meeting, so I got confused.
Okay,
It
that's
used to
fine.
be that way,
Okay.
It did just
but.
But they can, any director can ask and request for any agenda item to be put on before it's time to publish.
But we can, the public also. What about the public?
No, the public does not have the authority to place something on the agenda. They can ask to be sponsored by a board member and say, hey, I'd like this on here, and a board member can put it on, but the elected body is the one that controls the agenda.
Oh, that is, okay, 180 from what it